Hello fellow Saiyans and other life forms, welcome back to Saiyan TCG. In today's video we have the Super Baby 2 Out for Revenge, the starter deck budget profile. So basically this is what your, at least to me, probably your best bet on if you just bought 2 starter decks only, what you should keep and what you should take out to basically make the deck. So yeah, if you don't know, the leader, Baby Vegeta on the front, he's a 10k yellow leader. His activate main is once per turn, choose one card in your life, add it to your hand, and switch this card to active mode. So it's basically a dual attack. You attack one turn, or you attack one time, and then you take a life. He doesn't draw when you attack, which kind of sucks. I wish he did. But then you take a life, and then he restands, and then you could attack again. And then when you're at 2 or less life, you draw 2 and untap 2. And then he becomes the Super Baby 2 Out for Revenge. He is a dual attacker. Auto once per turn when this card attacks, draw one card. Again, I kind of wish he didn't. I kind of wish that he would draw on this side more than once since you're attacking twice, but his deck archetype basically kind of gets around that by helping you draw a lot. So yeah, so there's the leader. I'll start out with the extra cards first. So I mismanaged, but I would probably go with 4 of the Super Gallic Gun. So it is a 1-cost counterplay when your life is at 4 or less, and since your leader self-awakens, that shouldn't be a problem. Especially because it's 4 or less and you awaken at 2, so you're going to get this first before you awaken. And its permanent is if you have a multicolored card in your energy and your life is at 4 or less, you can activate this card's counter by taking from hand by adding 1 card from your life and adding it to your hand instead of paying the energy cost. So basically, it's kind of like the sparking negates, except this is like a sparking counterplay. So you take 1 card from your life and then you can play this for free as long as you're at 4 or less life and you have a multicolor card in your energy, which your main pieces are multicolor, so that shouldn't be a problem. Next, I would probably go with 2 planet, Return of Planet Tuffle, or 3 of them. Again, I forgot to get the other one, but so it's a 2-cost permanent. This card gains desire in all areas, but we don't have a Baby Wish leader. Activate main, choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards and switch them to active or to rest mode. So this helps you rest things, and since your leader can swing twice, you can clear stuff with your leader if you need to, or you could swing with one of your battle cards. It's all up to you. So yeah, I would go for 3 of those, just for 2 starter decks. Then next we have Flaming Death Ball. I'd go with 4 of them only because it's a one cost 10k. And then you can give one of your cards, or you could minus one of your opponent's cards 10k, or you could give one of your cards 10k. So basically, it's like 2 super combos for 1 cost. So you could swing with your leader, combo this, give one of your battle cards 10. So then it's basically 2 10ks for the cost of 1. So I think that's pretty cool. And of course, I have the foil one that I pulled from my box. But yeah, I'd go with 4 of these just because it helps you defend your stuff and also helps build pressure, especially since it's this one's for the duration of the turn. But it's for the 10k to your leader is for battle, but the other one's 10k for turn. And one of your the main boss card from the starter deck can swing 2 times, so then it's a 25k base, so then you can make it a 35k swing twice. And then we have 3 of the Battle to the Death. It's a 2 cost. It has energy exhaust in case you charge it for energy. Activate main if your opponent's activate main if your leader card is yellow. Choose up to 3 cards in your life, add them to your hand. So you could pick 1, 2, or 3. It says up to, so it's up to you. But it's mainly since our leader awakens at 2 instead of the 3. So this just helps you awaken. But you could just choose 1 if you want to, and you still get the effect, which is then choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets -25 for the duration of the turn. So just helps in case they have something with barrier on board. This just helps clear it, since most of our other skills don't get around barrier for negating stuff. So this just helps with cards that have barrier that your opponent's trying to keep on the field. Moving on to other little things from the deck. Of course, we got 4 of the shoe super combo. So of course, you're 4 or less life, draw 1 card. It's always a 10k combo, so that's pretty good in case your opponent's just pushing you early. You could still use this to combo if you need to, and it comes with that. Next, we got 4 copies of the Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku, the last straw. It's a self-awakener. It's a 1 cost 5k, but it's auto. Choose 1 card in your life, add it to your hand. When this card attacks, it gains 10k and double strike for the duration of the turn, so it's a 15k double strike, which actually plays in to getting out 1 of your other cards for cheaper. But I will bring this up again later on. But it also goes into another card that comes in the deck, which is the Great Ape Son Goku abilities amplified. So we're playing 4 of this one also. It's a 3 cost red, 2 specified costs, but you don't have to worry about that because we're going to EX evolve for 1 red, and it evolves over a yellow Son Goku GT, which this is. So after this, if this survives, then you could evolve onto this, and it says auto when a card evolves into this card gains 15k power for the duration of the turn. So then it becomes a 35k single strike to your opponent. So it's just more pressure. I mean, you got them with a double strike here, and if you can get them with another attack if they don't kill that. Or you could just go for this, and then evolve again to this just to make them pitch cards from their hand if they don't want to take the damage. Next, we are running 4 of the Bulma Brainwashed, only because her auto is when you play this card, look up the top 3 from your deck, choose 1 baby or brainwashed among them, add them to your hand, then place the remaining at the bottom of your deck in any order. So just a searcher for your baby pieces if you don't have them in hand. This just helps to search them out. At the end of this profile, give out other cards that you could change out and actually make this a little bit better. Next, we have one of the key pieces that people love about this new thing, which is the Dr. Mew the Mastermind and Baby Evil Origins. So, the Dr. Mew has a permanent, only 1 Dr. Mew can be played in your battle area. And if you have a red-yellow card, multicolor card in your energy, you can play this card from your hand without paying its energy cost. So, basically, in all other decks, when you charge the multicolor, you're basically going to pass. But now, with this, let's say you, for some reason, started off with 2 of these Battle to the Deaths in your starting hand. You can now charge one of these. It would go into rest mode, but you could still play this for free on your turn. So your first turn's basically not just charge and pass. Now you could play this, which then its auto is your leader card is a yellow baby. When you play this card, choose 1 yellow baby card with an energy cost of 1 from your deck. Play it, shuffle your deck. And you cannot play Dr. Mew, the Mastermind, for the duration of the turn. So it stops you from being able to, like, spam 2 of these out. But then you get Baby Evil Origins, which is the 1 cost that it searches out. Permanent, you can only have 1 in play in your battle area. If your leader card is a yellow baby and you have a red-yellow multicolored card in your energy, when you play this card, draw 3 cards, then choose 2 cards from your hand and place them in your drop area. And you can't play Baby Evil Origins for the duration of the turn. So basically, in 1 turn, you can get this, which searches out this. So that's getting 1 card from your deck that you have, less that you're going to draw. And then you can search, or you can draw 3 cards and basically fix, like, if you have too many cards that you can't use right now or something. Like, let's say that you had, like, Super Galagun or something like that, and like, Flaming Death Ball, and you couldn't see how you're going to use it right now because you don't have any of your baby pieces. Let's say you draw 3 cards and then you actually get some of the actual baby pieces that you need. You could pitch those 2 extra cards and be able to get the 2 cards that you actually need from your deck to play. It also helps, like, later on in the game, if you have just a bunch of extra cards that you can't combo with, you could play this. You could play this for free. So, I mean, you could, like, tap out by playing something big, then you could play this for free, play this again, get rid of your extra cards in your hand that you don't need, and then you can get maybe some cards so you could combo with to push for game. So that's this is just a pretty good thing, since your leader doesn't draw, but this helps you see more cards from your deck and just be able to see the pieces that you need. Next, going back to the other card that I had said. So, we have the Super Baby 1, the Conqueror. He is a 3 cost, 1 yellow, specified cost. Permanent, you can only have 1 Super Baby, the Conqueror, in your battle area. Activate main, if your leader card is a yellow baby card, and your opponent has added a total of 2 cards or more from their life into their hand or drop area. They've added 2 or more cards from their life to their hand or drop area. So if you crit them, or if they just take the damage, you can play this card for free. So your leader swings twice, so if they take both the damages from your leader swing, you could play this for free. Or you could play this Goku, if they take the double strike, you could play it for free. So it just helps play this for free, so you don't have to actually pay the 3 costs to play it on the field, which is pretty good. And then, from there, we got basically your big boss, which is the Super Baby 2 Vengeful Rampage, which EX evolves for 1 red and 1 yellow, on top of a yellow baby with an energy cost of 3. So it evolves on top of this. It's a 5 cost, 1 red, 2 yellow in case you wanted to actually pay the cost for it. And then it has energy exhaust, obviously, because it's multicolor. And then it has offering, which is when you play this card, your opponent chooses if they want to take 1 card from their life and put it in the drop area, or you draw 2 cards. So they either have to crit themselves 1 life, or you get to draw 2 more cards from your deck, which is pretty good. And then auto, when you play this card, choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and for the duration of the turn, their skills are negated, and they can't be placed in the combo area from your opponent's battle area. And this card gains dual attack for the duration of the turn. So, this is a dual attacker, and like I said, with the Flaming Death Ball, you can 10k your leader swing, and then you can give this card another 10k, so then it'd be a 35k dual attacker. It's pretty good. And then the fact that it basically makes all your opponent's cards can't activate skills, so if they have like blockers or something like that, they can't do it. And they can't even combo with any of their cards. So if they have like a bunch of like let's say you're playing against Bowman, they had like a whole bunch of like 1-drop blockers. They can't activate blocker or combo with any of the stuff that they have on the field, and then you can just attack with this. So that's pretty awesome. And then finishing it off, we just have for Gohan the Brainwashed. Just more 5k combo, and then if worse comes to worse, it's a 2 cost that's a 20k power that you could attack with. So that's it for the deck. For the deck straight out of the starter decks. Now, changes that I would do if you're going to add some different stuff. I personally like this Baby Vegeta Unfair Choice. He's a 3 cost, 2 yellow, 19k. Activate main, choose 1 card from your hand and place it in the drop area. Then choose one. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and switch it to rest mode. So you could rest anything, and again, your leader attacks twice, so you could try to swing over it. Or he's even a 19k. Or 2, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and KO it. So if they swung with something big and you manage to survive, you can play this and KO their card. Next, I have Super Baby 2, the Destructive Villain. This is the campaign rare. It's a 3 cost, 1 yellow specified cost. It's a critical, and since it's a 3 cost yellow baby, you can also evolve the 5 cost on top of this. He has critical auto when your opponent or when your leader card activates Awaken or Wish. So basically, you play this first, and then you awaken your leader to untap the 2. So you become a 1 cost 15k critical, and then he also gains 15 more k and dual attack. So you would get a 1 cost 30k dual attack crit for the 1 cost just for awakening your leader. So that's pretty good. So you could swing with him once, untap him, and then you could evolve into the 5-drop, and he would still get that 15k, I believe. So you would become a 45k of the 5-drop baby that also has dual attack, and since this is a different card, it doesn't consider that you swung with it once. So you could basically get 3 attacks out of this card with the combo. So that's pretty good. Next card. I have is the Blitz Wave Generator. I personally would take out the Bulmas for this. It's a 1 cost that's auto. When you activate this card, you can't activate it again for the duration of the turn, but not that we're going to play it multiple times, because between the baby that draws 3 cards and this, you should be able to find something. Activate main is if your leader card is a baby card, look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, choose 1 baby among them, add it to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. If you added a card to your hand, choose 1 of your yellow energy and switch it to active mode. So it's basically a free search that, as long as you find a baby, which, I mean, most of your deck is going to be baby if we switch this out, you'd be able to find this, and then you basically get to untap your energy. So it just helps. And with the 1-drop baby that draws and stuff, you should be able to get through a lot of the different cards that you have. Next, I would suggest putting the 7-drop Grade 8 baby, the Ultimate Evil Lifeform, just because it can evolve on top of your 5-drop, and this is a bigger threat for your opponent to take. Especially, like I said, I mean, if for some reason you can, like, survive a long time, you could, like, if you had 5 energies, which you probably won't, but you could basically swing with this one, or play this, awaken, you get dual attack, swing, untap, evolve into the 5-drop, swing, untap, and then evolve onto this, and then he would still get the 15k, so then he could become a 45k. That also has double strike, and again, it has offering, so then your opponent's going to have to choose whether to crit themselves a life, or you draw 2 more cards. Then activate main, choose 1 card in your life, add it to your hand, and choose 1 of your opponent's leader cards, and it gets minus 5k for the duration of the turn. I mean, it might not be super big since you have to do this. I mean, if by some chance you manage to get out, like, through the free Baby Vegeta that comes into play from swinging, and then you go into the 5-drop, and then you go into this, and you still have life before you awaken, you could actually, like, take all the lives that you need until you get awaken with your leader, and then your opponent gets minus 5k for each time, because it's not a once per turn. So let's say that somehow you were at like 4 or 5 life, you could take 2 or 3 lives from your life to awaken your leader, and your opponent would be minus 10k or minus 15k. So if you did the 3, your opponent's leader is at 0 life, or 0 power then. So most of your stuff can, like, attack, and then if you comboed up, it'd be a lot more difficult for your opponent to be able to actually, like, negate that without having to go through a bunch of negates in hand. So yeah, I think that's a better finisher than the 5 cost by itself. And going along with that, we got the Baby Vengeful Blow. So it's an 8-drop, 3 red, 20k. Its auto is, or its permanent is, no, it's the auto. When a baby card with an original cost of 30k in your battle area is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, you may play this card from your hand. So if for some reason, like, they do something to KO this when you're trying to attack, you can play this from your hand as long as you have it there. And because all the cards that go underneath this would be KO'd, they all are Vegeta GT, and then you use his free absorbed. It says, choose one Vegeta GT from your drop area, place it under this card, then choose one baby card in your hand with 30k power, and place it on top of this. So, if you happen to have two of these, and you played it on top of the Baby Vegeta, somehow this gets KO'd, you play this for free, absorb one of the smaller Baby Vegetas, put it under this, and then you could play a second copy on top of this, and then keep going again. Next, this card is kind of a bit, so it's not really budget too much. This would cost you like $4 or $5 a piece. Like all these rares, like the most are like $1 out of these cards that I've been showing you. This is probably like the most expensive thing, but I think these cards are pretty good. I have all of them so far, the red, green, blue, yellow, red, yellow, and the blue, green ones. But I think this card's pretty good. It's basically as long as you have a dual color card, or multicolored card in your energy. So let's say you charge like one of your grade 8 babies, or one of the 5 drops that you had extra. Your first turn, you can still play the Dr. Mew and stuff like that. And then your next turn, you can play this as your energy, and it comes in active mode instead of having to be tapped. So I think that's pretty good. It just helps so that you don't have to worry about how many red or yellows that you have, in case, like, to pay for specified costs and stuff like that. This just helps, basically, you be able to keep playing without having to worry about stuff like that. I'd definitely get 4 of and put that in the deck. Next, we have SS3 Goku One Hit Wonder. Auto, when your opponent's battle card's power is decreased, if SS3 Goku One Hit Wonder isn't in play in your battle area, you can play this card from your hand. So basically, he comes out for free. Some like the flaming death ball, since it can minus 10k to one of your opponent's cards. You could do that and 10k boost your leader, and then you could get this card for free, which is a 15k. Then it has activate battle for 1 red. Send this card from your drop area, from your drop area to your warp. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 5k for the duration of the turn. So you could actually combo with this for 5k. Then it's in your drop area. You could untap your leader, swing again, and let's say you had 1 energy. You could play this. So you'd need to have 2 of these in hand, though, for it to work. But you could basically use its effect from the drop, minus 5k, and then you could play another copy of this. So, I mean, it just helps you get, like, cheaper attackers to play. It is a 3 cost, so it's pretty, I think it's pretty good. Next, we have Beerus Biding His Time. It's a 3 cost, 1 specified red, critical, 15k. Permanent, only 1 Beerus Biding His Time can be in your battle area. And if you have a red-yellow card in your energy, you could reduce the cost of this card by 2. So it's just a 1 cost, 15k critical card that you could play. So, I mean, yeah, just some other cheaper attackers that you could put in. And then we have Champa the Trickster. It's a 3 cost, 1 yellow specified cost. Has counterplay. You pay the cost for it and you play it from your hand. And its permanent is if there's a multicolor card in your energy, reduce the energy cost of this card by 1. So it's a 2 cost. So basically you charge the red-yellow card, which you need anyways, and this becomes a 2 cost. Then his auto is when you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and switch it to rest mode. And if it's your opponent's card, your opponent's turn, you could draw 1 card. So, I mean, not only are you getting a card in your battle area, you can rest one of your opponent's cards. Like, if they played some, like, big boss card, you can play this from your hand, rest their card, you draw 1, and then not only do you have a card on your field for next turn when you attack, for you to attack, you also rested their card. So, the final card, I realized after I looked at the deck list that this deck has 0 negates, which I think was pretty weird that they didn't decide to put negates in it. Some people like it because it's all new cards. It's not anything old. But, I mean, you probably need to get some negates, so I would recommend Time Magic. Your leader is yellow. This is a sparking negate, so as long as you have 5 cards in your drop area, you could take a life and because you awaken at 2, just stop awakening 2, and you negate the attack, and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and it can't get switched to active mode. So if you're playing a mirror match, and like they're trying to do like the combo that I told you, they could untap it, play another card on top, untap, then keep doing it. The only thing that would stop it is that your opponent, like once it evolves, it counts it as a new card, but since it's already tapped, they wouldn't be able to do anything. So never mind. It would work to stop that combo if you're doing a mirror match and they're using the combo on you. So this helps to basically stop other aggro decks from attacking you, especially if they have multiple attackers or cards that can attack multiple times. But yeah, that's it for this deck profile. I know this took a long time, but I just wanted to give you some cards that you could switch out to make it better. If this is basically what you're working with, you could pick up a lot of these cards for cheap. Most expensive ones are probably going to be the Champa and the Whis, but everything else should be like less than $1 or $1. So you can make this deck work. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. I do appreciate it. As always, this is Saiyans TCG. Till next time.